Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a few weeks since we've got any real credible Nintendo Switch 2 rumors or leaks. Yeah, that's what it's time for today. We have a leak as well as a rumor as well as some insight that gives us a little bit better look into what this console's capabilities and graphics are going to be. So let's go ahead and break all this down. Yeah, dude. Shocked emoji. A Nintendo YouTuber making a video about the Switch 2? Who could predict this? I have a leak as well as some insight into this next console, and they're actually quite interesting. Before we get started, make sure you hit a like and subscribe if you could. It truly helps out. And follow me on Instagram. We're getting very, very close to 200 followers. Join the community. I would really appreciate it. But let's get into this video. So the first thing I want to go over is this report that just came out from Digital Foundry that's letting you know what the Switch 2 graphics could be capable of. And I didn't understand it all the way, so I just watched a 1-hour podcast with MVG, Nate the Hate, and I think John from Digital Foundry. Very, very informative for a dumbass like me. In a recent episode of Digital Foundry's DF Directly Weekly podcast, co-host Richard Ledbetter said that his sources tell him Nvidia's custom T239 processor, which will reportedly power the Switch 2, won't feature a deep learning accelerator, DLA. Ledbetter claims that this would limit the viability of DLSS, deep learning super sampling, quite significantly. And the main takeaway from this whole article, report, video, everything is that the graphics won't be as good as projected. If his sources are accurate? Is that how you say this word? This doesn't sound correct to me for some reason right now. If his sources are accurate, dude, I've been sick for like 2 weeks. I think it fried my brain a little bit. If his sources are accurate, the DLSS on the Nintendo Switch 2 would likely be limited to 1080p upscaling or possibly 1440p on specific games. So reports saying it was going to have 4K this, 4K that, it's just out of the question. I've made 20, 30 videos probably about the Switch 2. Anytime 4K graphics come up, I immediately just brush over it. It just doesn't make sense to me to have 4K handheld. I don't know, I just don't think that's what Nintendo was aiming for. And the reason why that sounds off to some people is because, well, 4K is the next best thing. 4K is what we need. Do we need 4K gaming? Like, is that the standard? Yes, that would be fantastic. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that's not where we should be aiming for. 4K gaming on a handheld. But when you think of 4K being the standard, what you're really thinking of is 4K is now the standard for TVs. I bought one of these TVs, like a Roku TV at Walmart on Black Friday, I think last year, for like 200, 300 bucks or something. Even a TV that cheap is 4K. That's just the standard now. So if you're playing your Switch 2 docked, you would like to see 4K. Is that going to happen? I don't think so. It's definitely not going to happen handheld. This serves as a follow-up to Digital Foundry's report identifying the Nvidia T239 as a chip that would likely dethrone the Tegra X1 on the Switch 2. In that report, Ledbetter explained that the DLA would significantly reduce the computational cost of the DLSS on Switch 2. Without it, the Switch 2 won't be able to achieve quite same results. We have to remember we're talking about Nintendo here. Nintendo is the king of finesse. I don't even know how to explain what I'm trying to say here, but if you understand what Nintendo's done, or if you've been a fan for a long time, the way they're able to finesse games to look better than they are is it's quite extraordinary. Nintendo has never hung its hat on graphics or performance, so missing out on 4K for another generation would not be terribly surprising. That said, it will disappoint fans who are expecting the Switch to take full advantage of their 4K TVs, and once Mario Kart X comes out, no one is going to be talking about its resolution anyway. Remember, I made a video like 5 days ago about Mario Kart 10 being the next Mario Kart. Go check that out. Very brief summary. The Switch 2 probably isn't going to have 4K. We're going to be looking at 1080p, which is great. Most games you play on your Switch now are 720p, so 1080, hell yes. Some games even being 1440. That is perfectly acceptable in my opinion. But it's Nintendo, they gotta do some wacky stuff for the next console, right? Well, lucky for you, I have a leak to go over today too, and there's a lot of leaks coming out lately for Nintendo, and I love it. Some of them are getting pretty crazy. This one has to do with VR. According to the publicly issued filings, Nintendo is patenting a design for a virtual reality device. The patent describes an image display system in form of a goggle apparatus. Upon first glance at the patent drawings, the device is similar in appearance to the Nintendo Labo VR system, but this is it. This is really funny and kind of goofy to me, and yeah, I love goofy stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a goofy person. So this is the picture we have to look at, and I don't know if you have to hold it up to your head. Like, I don't know if this would be the standard VR that we see, unless there's straps that strap around your head. But it does say head-mounted head-up displays, virtual cameras with changing parameters, multi-view video system with image reproducers, mixed reality including images for computer graphics, optical systems or apparatus with display position adjusting. I'm not going to read all of this stuff. Oh, this is nice though. Data monitoring related to the user, e.g. head tracking, eye tracking. That is really cool. I love eye tracking technology in VR. That's really neat. And here, just in comparison, is the Labo VR. So not much different than that. In my opinion, I think this was just something, this looks exactly like Nintendo Labo VR. So maybe they're going to bring that back for the next Nintendo console. That'd be very cool. I did think this was a really neat niche thing, but I thought it was very clever to have you build a bunch of different stuff. It's something I wish I could get into now, just to build all the projects. Look how cool some of this stuff is. But yeah, it looks highly similar to this. So maybe it's just an updated version of Nintendo Labo products. You have to remember, the fiscal year is ending like the beginning of 2024, I think. So investors are going to be looking at Nintendo like, hey, what's next? The Switch is finally declining. This is going to be the last big holiday season for the Switch. What are we doing here? Nintendo has to say, look, we're working on this next console. We're working on some VR. We're working on some crazy games. We're working on some weird technology. They have to at least let the investors know something. So yeah, that's an update on the Switch 2 graphics as well as a cool VR patent. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts and opinions on all this. I love hearing from you guys. Some way, somehow, I'm still kind of sick, but I'm slowly getting better. So thanks for sticking around. You guys know me. If you enjoy these kind of videos, make sure to hit a like and subscribe. It would mean the world, but I'll see you guys soon with a new video. Peace out.